We're in the military room at the Pioneer Museum right now, and we've got just a number of different interesting displays. The first one I'd like to show you are the weapons, muskets, Civil War musket and bayonet from 1864. There's a musket of George Murray, the first Minnesota Heavy Artillery Company K, used by Mr. Murray in Chattanooga, plus some of the bullets used. And there's also an ammunition belt and a canteen. So very interesting and very historic. And moving down the line,
yeah, we've got a number of officers' weapons here. These would have been carried by officers, of course, that were either from Martin County or came back to settle in Martin County. Of particular interest to me is this one here is Dr. Chubb, Dr. Orville Chubb's family sword that they allowed him to carry as an officer. So yeah, these are very interesting, very ornate pieces they end up being. Moving on down, we've got relics from Fort Chanyaska. Of course, Martin County had Fort Fairmount, Fort Chanyaska. Here we have some different artifacts found, as well as some different information related to the forts and the people that would have been there. Of course, that made up a very central part of life in the 1860s.
and moving on to the newer items, new when I say maybe 50 years old. This is something that was damaged during the Vietnam War on a helicopter.
Sure.
And that was brought in as an example, and there's a helicopter up there, the one that we have on display, or that we don't have on display, but the Martin County Veterans Memorial has on display, and that would be similar to what was on the helicopter that was damaged.
Sure.
And moving on down, kind of chronologically, this is an example of World War I, a uniform, and some other items there, Jim.
Yeah, we got Spanish-American War, World War I. This would be a Home Guard uniform. We have this great helmet here that was damaged in the war. Of course, the hobnail boots, the trench boots to keep your feet dry. We've got a lot of other uniforms representing World War II and some of the different branches, such as this is a airborne troop carrier's uniform, dress uniform. Then we've got Korean War and the Vietnam War. Moving down here, the khaki outfits, some officers' gear. Here we've got some flight suit stuff and Vietnam era combat suit. A lot of different uniforms. Unfortunately, while it's awesome that we have a lot of uniforms, that also means we end up having to turn a lot of them away as well. So
Another unique item from the Korean War is right up there. And that's a parachute used during the Korean War, donated by Russ Peterson, a well-known cabinet maker in Fairmont. And this is part of his parachute, and it's on display right up there at the top.
yeah. Over here, these items represent different aspects of military life. Of course, it's not all about the shooting and the swords and all that. A lot of it is marching, living, existing and surviving as a soldier out of combat. So we've got things like this knapsack that came from Andersonville Prison during the Civil War. Moving down, we've got some things like mess kits, gas mask glasses. This really interesting piece is a feed bag for a horse from Major Arthur Nelson. What do we have down on that, Emily?
Well, they had spotters in World War II, and those are examples of planes that they would become familiar with and try to spot, as well as the pictures down there, and they even have spotter cards. This is a gun collection that was donated, which is really unique. Has a number of different kinds of guns.